Greetings, I am Liz and I use she, her.
And I am Scandal and I use they, them.
And let's play a game together.
Yeah.
Let's play some more Butterfly Soup where we are trying to join the Monarchs and Noelle is desperately trying not to join the Monarchs. And the Monarchs are all cute girls.
Yes.
Okay. It's like how there's a guy in our class named Sky because his parents didn't know it's a girl name.
And I still stand by what I said last episode. That's an opinion.
There's also a Chinese guy in the grade above us named Stone.
A stone?
I'm pretty sure my
Stone.
parents stole my name from a random girl who lived down the street. They probably didn't know a lot of Western names and just thought it sounded good.
Honestly, that actually, as far as I understand, happened. Because
Happens
you
a
just
lot.
go, I'm trying to make us sound normal, or at least have you have a better chance than me, so I will call you this thing.
So you will have a better resume, so people won't discriminate against you for your name, so people won't go, oh, well, that name's hard.
I can't know how to say it. I knew so many fucking people we worked with where they would just be like, yeah, it's this thing. And I'd be like, okay. And other people would be like, that's hard to say.
Like, I really
Then
do.
you should work on it because you should respect their name.
I'm like, it's not, like, and it was even weird, like, there seems to be a level of, like, light indoctrination of just going, if a name is not something I'm used to at all, I'm gonna say it's hard to say because I shouldn't have to deal with thinking.
Right?
And I'm just like, Corellia is a beautiful name.
Yeah.
I love Corellia. Alright.
But still, what kind of Chinese parents would name their kid Noelle?
Noelle.
These parents, and also...
That kind?
It's fine. It doesn't match up at all. It's like if I had a kid and named him Naruto. I'm a weeb, okay?
Okay.
Noelle looks really taken aback. And then Noelle sneezed.
Because, bless me, being named, something that's considered a seasonal or holiday-related name is the same as an anime weeb name.
It totally is.
Identical. That would be weird.
Literally, all your ancestors going back for centuries had named like Wong Kar Wai, Mulan, or whatever.
You don't even know.
You don't even know.
You have no idea. You're like, I haven't paid attention to your culture at all.
And then there's you, Combo Breaker.
Named my kid Combo. Combo Breaker. Mr. Breaker. Oh, also, do you ever think about how crazy it is that we're friends?
Yes.
At all? In any way?
In any capacity?
In any part of history up until now, we never would have met.
Actually, that's not true. Potentially, depending on where all of you guys are from. So I thought it was really funny where they were really talking about, like, you could have had, like, mariachi, samurai, and
a cowboy.
And a cowboy fucking all meet each other at the exact same damn time, because that's when they existed. Because, okay, so I don't know if you guys, like, how many of you guys in the audience are from the United States, but, like, in the United States, we tell history in a really fucking weird way that feels so alien when you actually then go and spend any amount of time trying to actually comprehend, going, yeah, that happened at the same time. And you go, what? That was around at the same time. Because everything always feels like it's off over there in some ancient age.
And it is, like, when they talk about the samurai, it really is this distant, removed, ancient Japanese thing. And it's like, actually, regular, like, colonialist American events were happening during samurai times.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
right.
It's wild. Would have never met.
And even if we did by some miracle, we wouldn't speak the same language. Now that's true.
Yes.
Unless, of course, you were all traveling families
Yes.
and you traveled in those areas.
Yes. And actually, that could totally happen. There were lots of people, and actually a lot of people in Europe, just as a very casual example, it's a very popular one. But, like, there are so many different languages within, like, 50 miles of each other. And here in the United States, like, if you're from the US, you probably don't think that's a lot, but, like, that is so tiny compared to the amount of space that we're used to covering every single day.
I say we are a lot more homogenized linguistically than a lot of places in the world.
Which is what makes us also really interesting.
We wouldn't even have been able to communicate. Well, you and Akarsha could.
Nah, we wouldn't. They don't speak Hindi in Tamil Nadu, right, Madrasi?
Don't call me that.
Is that, like, your first name? What's what Krong was calling you from Madrasi when you're from Madras?
You're a I'm calling you a Madrasi.
Yeah.
I wish I knew more where these places were, because it would give me a better, like, geological positioning.
It's true. Also, I will just stick with the accent, and I was like, I wasn't sure. But
none of us know.
We really don't know.
You don't get to know when there's no voice acting. What's wrong with calling you an idiot when you are one?
It's sad imagining Noelle living all by herself on a little island in Taiwan.
What What do you mean, all by herself?
All by myself.
She's gonna be
all by herself.
It's not like it'd be completely alone without you two. Stop looking skeptical. I would be able to make different friends.
You think that she would be basically intolerable.
They're both calling her a social outcast.
What?
They're both saying, if I didn't make space to like you, no one would.
They're calling her Hermione Granger.
Basically.
Yeah, okay, so I don't know if you guys actually know, it's actually even been a topic of conversation where some people have said, so when the Harry Potter movies came out, a lot of people were very entertained because they were like, actually the viewpoint on the characters changed rather drastically. Ron actually is quite competent and very capable in the book, and that due to the movies, actually apparently the view of him shifted so dramatically to being the big dumb idiot of the group, they're almost unrecognizable, which is really weird because
and in the book, a lot of people hated Hermione.
Yeah, and a lot
because when it was just the books, people like Hermione is overbearing and annoying and bitchy and demanding and self-entitled and self-possessed.
Yes.
And then when the movies came out, they made her more just kind of intelligent, thoughtful, and dedicated to her studies and earnest.
Yes.
Which is very, very different.
Yes, and they gave a lot of her stuff actually from Ron to her.
Yeah, from a lot of
she
Ron's
acquired a lot of Ron's
got
achievements.
rolled over to her in the early parts of the books.
Yeah, and it actually, if you know anything about the director, apparently the director really liked her, which is why he did what he did.
He wanted to make her more likable.
Yeah, he did, because she was his favorite character. But I'm like, so you're basically the Hermione of the group, according to these two, at least.
Nobody else would like you. Oh, and basically, I don't really think of that as being specifically Hermione. I think of it as being, you're my specific nerd friend.
Yeah.
And no one else would want you.
Yeah.
But, I want you.
It's okay. That's just me.
See, and I never think about my friends that don't have other friends that way.
Yeah.
I don't really think about, other people aren't going to like you.
If I didn't like you.
And it's just like, it's a weird thing where it makes it sound like your friendship is a charity.
Yes, it does.
And I don't like it. At any rate, I would be able to make different friends.
Which I've actually encountered before, and somebody I dated basically did that. Sure. If you say so, I guess.
You're the worst. I hate you. Such good friends.
Amazingly good friends.
It's amazing you're friends. You betcha.
Chrissy brings her fingers to her lips and lets out a sharp whistle to get their attention.
Queen, I'll just kind of cut into this bickering, because holy
shit.
cow.
Chill out. Alright guys, meeting's starting.
I still want to know if the baseball team was established before or is being established right now.
Everyone gathers in front of Chrissa and Liz. Welcome to the baseball club. As you're probably aware, our school doesn't have an official baseball program anymore, so we made one ourselves. You guys can think of it as a baseball team, light edition, or a cheap budget edition, since we can't afford to hire managers and stuff. Light edition sounds less scrappy, like Coke Zero.
That's cute.
Anyway, you can read up on the details of your club membership forms. It's pretty self-explanatory.
So I'm thinking that these are old uniforms from when they used to have a baseball team?
That would be my guess,
And these girls are both, seniors?
Yes.
Because they used to be in it, and the program was discontinued, and it took them a couple of years to get things together, and now they're starting a club?
I'm stunned, actually, though, that you guys lost your sports team. Because I gotta tell you, again, I've lived in so many areas where they really do, the first thing they kick out usually is really, your art stuff. Like, this place must be struggling really bad, or what it's showing is actually the priority has been liberal arts and learning, so they tried to deliberately get rid of any physical sports because that's distracting and not useful.
Or it can be harder, it can be even stiffer than that. I've encountered schools that are STEM only.
Yeah.
They're like, no arts, no sports, no nothing, just science, math, basically, and your hard career education and nothing else.
Yeah, that's true too.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that then make this more like a charter school or a really weird private school or something? But it doesn't seem like it is.
But also some places regionally can have different curriculum requirements for their state.
Yeah, that's true.
And sometimes
but this is California. That seems weird. Anyway, no, I'm just saying that because I have
on the
some
other hand,
relatives who lived in California. So.
It doesn't have to be that extreme or rigorous. They really could have just been like, well, we need to cut funding, so we're going to cut the girls' baseball team.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, because girls are
Because that's an extra team. They're not going to have careers in that.
Right? It's pretty simple. This is just a recreational club for fun. not an official school sports team, so the paperwork is really simple. There's just a membership fee and a sheet to have your parents sign.
Because you need to have a liability permission from your parents in case you get hurt.
Yeah, basically, the sheet says if you get hurt or whatever while you're here, you can't sue us.
Okay, so my mom, I grew up very, very poor, as some of you know, and my mom made up a legal form once my dad gave us a trampoline so that other kids in the neighborhood could not jump on it until their parents had signed it.
Oh no!
Period.
Yeah.
Because if any of them got hurt, she could not afford to be sued. And she was like, also, I need you to consent to being in a yard where there are dogs. Our dogs never bit anyone ever. Mm-hmm. But it was one of those things where we had a neighbor that one of the neighbor kids antagonized their dog. The dog bit them and they got sued.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, you shouldn't have let your dog outside. It's like we were all friends. And then you had a strange, relative kid in your car, in your yard while we were visiting, and they just kept hassling the dog until the dog bit them.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, yeah. And she was just like, I cannot afford legal stuff. If your parents aren't okay with this, you can't jump on a trampoline.
Yeah, it's not.
And like kids thought it was weird as hell. Like we even had some neighborhood kids that we didn't know ever come over and be like, I hear you have to sign a permission form to jump on your trampoline. Can I see it? And like then they would take it to their parents. The parents would be like, who the hell are you guys? We had strange parents coming over to our house going, hi, who are you? I'm like, yeah, your kid came to our door. And they're like, oh, okay. And someone were like, no way I'm fucking signing that, you know? And it created this really weird distance, but also like spectacle for a while.
I can imagine.
All right.
And our practice schedule's in there too, though we're still negotiating our game dates. And I do actually think that's really interesting because that's such a sign of like peak poverty and people going, oh my god, I reserve the right to sue you no matter what. And you're like, I don't think you understand. I don't have anything to give you. Yeah. And I couldn't afford it.
And if you
would
did
destroy my whole life.
You destroy my whole life and you'd get nothing from it.
But that's such, and also the thing is like to me, at least for being in the US, like that is such an American/United States person's, narrative. Yeah. I am a rich person in waiting, and I deserve to literally be able to murder, basically, anybody who gets in my way.
Also, if my child dies, that should also be my lottery ticket.
Because we refuse to help each other so much. Everyone is constantly under threat.
Every man for themselves.
Yes, negotiating our game dates.
Ooh.
A girl standing in front of Dia raises her hand.
Game dates? Who are we playing against?
Whoever we can get. Mostly teams from other schools. But don't worry, it'll be pretty casual. Hopefully, we'll have enough members to at least fill the roster by then. Any other questions? If every person on Earth aimed a laser pointer at the moon at the same time, would it visibly change color? Any relevant questions?
Nice, well handled.
Silence. Then, let's all introduce ourselves with a cheesy icebreaker activity.
Yes!
Say your name, grade, and one fun fact about yourself. Dia immediately wants to go home.
Yep. No, I hate these. I can never think of any fun facts. I'm boring. So when I do these, I always say something about yourself, not a fun fact or something. And sometimes I say, like, something that's important to you or something you care about. Because people do care about things, even if it's something dumb. What I don't like is something that demands to be personal. There was one where I was being introduced to a speech class. So the few semesters of college that I took, I had a public speaking class, and in it they're like, let's everybody introduce themselves and tell us your pet peeve. And I'm like, pet peeves are actually pretty personal, and they can seem very, attacking or judgmental to people in a lot of ways, of going, if I say this thing and it's something you have, then it immediately says, well, we won't get along.
Yeah, pretty much.
And so it's just like, I like to do something that can be pretty broadly generic and inclusive, and I understand that fun fact about yourself, but yeah, not everyone feels like they're any fun at all.
I'm Krissa. Lost out, I'm Krissa, and I'm a senior.
See? Told you
fun
senior.
Fact. I have one. She reads cryptid articles at night and scares herself, and then is afraid to get up and use the bathroom. If you're going to choose a fact for me, at least choose a flattering one.
I love that.
My turn now. I'm Liz, and I'm a senior too.
I'm so glad that I pegged them as seniors correctly. Yes!
Her fun fact is that she can lick her elbow.
I thought that was supposed to be impossible.
That's a long tongue. Do it! Liz, does it?
I was going to say, or really flexible arms.
Yeah,
like, honestly, it's a little bit of both. I would say, I've seen a couple of people who can do it, and they basically, rotate their arm all the way around. It's not a bent elbow, it's a straight elbow. And then, yeah. What the... Oh, what is she? A clown? See, it's a contortionist thing.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen it done, and it's not I can just bend and rotate. It's specifically a flexibility thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dia has gone back to being afraid of Liz again.
Liz is scary.
Liz gestures at another girl to go next.
Oh no, look at that.
Oh no!
Watashi wa Sakura desu. And I'm Yuki.
There's no way those are your real names. Hey, doesn't hurt to humor them. Support their interests.
Honestly, that tells a fun fact about them immediately.
It does.
Watashi wa in 10th grade. Watashi wa in 10th grade too.
Stop talking like that. I found my people. The next girl up looks more normal.
Esther.
Oh, I bet you she's Jewish.
Could be.
The only reason I say this is because I dated somebody with Jewish and they had hair like that. Wait. Why are you here? I tried to recruit you before. You said you weren't interested in baseball.
I'll give it a chance.
Alright. Which anime has baseball in it?
What?
Are they all anime nerds?
They might be. What? I never said it was because of...
Which anime has baseball in it?
It's Ufuri. They're nerds. They're all anime nerds.
Don't tell... Now I've got your accent.
Sorry.
Don't tell me that's why Sakura and... Oh, fuck me.
Sakura and Yuki are here too! Fuck me.
Heck no. I'm here because of... Daya?
Daya
Oh,
no...
right. Daya no Ace. I'm here because hot guys in baseball.
Probably.
Possibly hot girls in baseball. What? Is it a crime to like anime?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Okay, let's move on. Dia watches the Icebreaker's progress with mounting terror. Her palms have grown clammy, like she's getting ready to say here during roll call.
Crap. It's almost my turn and I can't think of any cool facts. I like crunching on ice cubes. When I go to people's houses, I'm too scared to ask where the cups are, so I go to the bathroom and drink from the faucet instead. Whenever an assembly is over and we're supposed to help carry the folding chairs back, I secretly hope people notice how many I'm holding. Yeah. And how quickly I can put them away, and how efficient I am at it.
Okay, that one.
I feel ya.
Yeah, that one's been me.
Yeah. These are all so bad. What the...
By now, 3 other people have gone. It's Akarsha's turn. What up, ding-dongs? I'm a freshman.
Ding-dongs.
My name is Wikishi. Fun fact, I once found 2 mutant tater tops that were fused together and sold them on eBay for $40.
Selling things sounds stressful. Okay, for me, I have found things, and I have like thought about resale on eBay and stuff like that, even if it's like thrifting or yard saling or like weird like oddball stuff at stores where it was done wrong, you know, in non-conform or something. And I'm like, but always the most stressful thing in the world about selling stuff online is like, but I would have to box it and ship it. Like, the idea of posting it sounds fine. The idea of taking pictures of it sounds fine. The idea of negotiating a price or whatever sounds fine. But then going, I would have to get a box, pack it in that box, tape up that box, take that box to a shipping facility, and get a label put on it and send it, just sounds like so much fucking work.
It kind of does. I think the thing that also makes me laugh, though, is that I lived with somebody who did this for a period of time.
Oh, God.
Did reselling, and it was interesting. But eventually it was also just like, it's so much of a hassle. Like, there's so much you can get involved in. You're constantly having to go to, like, Goodwill or the Ark or whatever.
And you're also constantly doing what did this cost me and what am I getting back from it? You have to keep the price on it that you paid for it so you know what to sell it for.
Yeah, exactly.
I would have just eaten them. I have eaten them. I have found a good number of mutant tater tots, mutant jelly beans, mutant gummy bears. Okay, actually found...
But also, I'm like, the thing that kills me the most about that is I'm like, I feel... really, that the reason that shit is so popular is because we are all desperately trying to not drown.
Resale?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because you're supposed to have a side hustle to be good.
Uh-huh.
Unless
like
you're already rich. That's how you could get
rich.
It's
like actually, I don't know if anybody really knows this. So when the pandemic was really starting out, there was a lot of people who were actually deeply furious that there were just people who would drive around their entire state and they would buy up the entire stock of hand sanitizer.
To resell
and they
it.
would buy all the toilet paper, and there were people who were buying gas, and then they would resell it.
And they're like, that's horrible. How could you do that? It's like,
and they were like, I deserve to be compensated for the, quote, work that I've done. You haven't done any work, honey.
What you did was you created scarcity.
You did.
And I'm gonna get paid for it.
Yeah. Like, I remember that totally, and just people were like, what the fuck? Like, that was a big problem.
I also remember when when they've had hurricanes, people have talked about like artificial inflation of things, and I get that there's scarcity, but there's not really that much scarcity.
It really is.
And it really is like they had like a case of water bottles that would normally be $12 marked for $120.
Yeah, it's really fucking horrible, actually. Noelle is the next one over, so everyone looks at her expectantly.
Skip me. I'm not here to join.
Let's move on to Dia then, shall we? All eyes are on Dia now.
Okay. Calm down, me. All I have to do is say I'm Dia. Wait, didn't she just say my name? Does it seem redundant if I repeat it? No, I'm overthinking this. I should just say it like everyone else. I'm Dia. Yeah, so far so good. The level of anxiety. Poor Dia. What else was I supposed to say?
Panic is rising in Dia's chest.
I've already messed up. I'm embarrassing myself in front of everyone. This is the worst. Even worse than reading a passage out loud in class. I shouldn't have come here.
Dia bolts from the meeting. Distantly, she can hear Noelle calling out after her.
Dia, wait! I can't go back now.
Oh, honey.
Poor thing.
Powered by nervous energy, Dia barrels into the locker room.
So much panic attack.
Her plan is basically to run as fast and as far as her legs will carry her.
I suddenly feel like running 3 or 4 miles. I could do that.
Dia crashes into someone.
Oh, no, here it is. Huh? Ow. I landed on my butt.
Someone is lying on top of her. They roughly grab the front of Dia's shirt. Watch where you're going,
Tia! It's you!
Oh no, bonk!
Min hugs her.
Look at the little pants. I know, look at your great pants.
Oh, there might not be pants, it might be the boots.
I think it might be the fold down on the boots.
Fold down on the boots, fuck yeah.
Nice plaid goth boots, love
it. Min hugs her.
Wow, this is great.
I promised I'd come back, didn't I? I'm never letting go of you again.
Okay. I'm gay. I need to get up. Actually, this ground is really gross and dirty. I can see other people's hair on it.
Oh, okay. I'll let you up. Min gets off and looks Dia up and down as she staggers to her feet. Wow! I almost forgot how pretty you are. You could be a model.
I almost forgot she did this all the time. You didn't get taller than me.
Hey! I'm still growing.
The piercings, too. I'm just like your rebellious child, and you are so angry and grumpy. I wonder what circumstance it was that got you back here.
Don't know.
I need to know. You're off by almost a foot.
There's still hope!
You really never give up, do you?
Of course not. I'll work so hard so I can take you. Overtake! I mean overtake you!
Hey, high schooler panicking. I know what sexual jokes are.
Ah! In an attempt to hide her embarrassment, Min turns her head to the side and points to her ear. Look! I have piercings now!
I know.
Don't I look cool?
You look cool.
And I got a butterfly knife.
Oh, that's
Min
bad.
pulls a knife out. Watch this!
That's bad at school. That's very bad at school.
Yep, Min flips the knife open and does a trick. It looks really dangerous.
Oh, Min is so brave. Dia is completely non-judgmental, and there's something very pure and nice about that. Because in my own, these are how the rules work, and this is safety, and this is appropriate, I really am very judgmental. And I don't mean to be, but like the only way I know how to function in an environment is by following what the directions of that environment are. Otherwise, I literally have no ability to predict what moderate or appropriate behavior would be.
The thing is I think Dia is very judgmental, but Dia judges in a very different way when it's stuff she likes.
I meant she's not judgmental of men. I just meant specifically men.
Oh, yeah. But the thing is that happens in my brain, even with other people that I like. You really do tend to get nicer around things. You go, well, this person's okay. Like,
I'll give you a pass.
I'll give you a pass. So the reason why I'm also, though, familiar with that behavior is that I have something I called, I just want, like, the closest I can really akin it to is just, I put people up on pedestals.
Okay.
So you basically go, you are absent. You are separate, basically, from everyone else. I don't just like you. God, you're amazing! It's not like I have a neutral opinion, typically, towards a lot of people. Like, it's actually some form of dysfunction in my own way, because it really does put people on pedestals. It
give
isolates
them strong
them.
preferential and like basically, yeah. I think preferential covers it. Behavior and allowances,
it can be really dangerous because also then you lose boundaries around some of those people. You also basically have really high expectations. You also don't really see them as human anymore, and that they're inclined, therefore, then to make mistakes.
See, and me, I don't really give my friends preferential behavior because I really tend to function as in rules or everything. Mm-hmm. Where I was going is if I'm in an environment and I don't know what the rules are and I just act like myself, a lot of times when it goes wrong, it goes very, very wrong. Mm-hmm. And it's like, how the hell could you think that this behavior was okay? And I go, because I wasn't given any direction, and that's something that I do in my normal life and seems fine. Well, here is a professional environment. Well, here is a whatever it is.
Right.
You know, in my house, and I'm going, you should have told me that.
Right.
And so I really tend to just go, I need to know what the rules are, and everyone needs to follow them to avoid trouble, because people are difficult.
Right, but I was also going to say, I think in some ways, though, Dia is also somewhat of a delinquent. So I think there's some, not judgment there, because Dia is, again, where you keep going, but she's so soft, she's so quiet, she's so soft. I'm like, where we were like, holy cow, she's still kind of mean, though.
Like I said, she's not necessarily soft, sweet, but she is soft, distant.
Yes.
She's very quiet, very self-contained, and she is so anxious that she comes off as your basically, like, stonewall silent person.
Yes, you're amazing, like hot
but
stoic.
she also looks very sweet and fluffy the way she's drawn.
Yes.
So she's like basically your badass tomboy, sport girl, but she looks like adorable kawaii waifu. And it's an interesting mix for my brain to deal with.
It is.
Anyway, I missed you.
I missed you too!
Ha! I love you!
That
Except for hello! And what I mean is, I've just shouted I love you at you.
You did. Hi!
Hi! She says hi.
Someone runs into the locker room. She's wheezing so hard for breath that Dia knows who it is before looking. Hi, Noelle.
Yes. Dia! There you are! Everyone is looking for Dia.
Hugh! You...
How? You... Why are you here?
That's my line! I can't believe Dia still lets a weakling like you hang out with her.
They hated each other's kids, remember?
You did. You Empire State Building. Min does a trick with her butterfly knife.
Oh my god, the music has turned to death metal.
Oh no! That's so good.
Why?
I'm gonna challenge you.
Oh, I do have a knife.
Because I have a knife.
Put that away. You should still be wheezing and puffing.
I'll put it away in your heart. You actually have a weapon.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's like it's
as
more
you
of a
get
joke.
Older, it's not as much of a joke because adults do actually kill each other.
They do, and also at the same time too, so do kids.
Well, no, but I mean, it is a standard of life for adults to kill each other. It happens sometimes between kids.
And
it is not a standard to have kids murder each
No,
other.
no, and I'm not saying that I'm just like.
But I'm saying the older you get, the more it is. Adults do kill each other, so once you're an adult, that's it.
I think that's why also though I didn't find the bat to really be funny because I'm like people beat each other to death with bats. Like, it's not funny to me.
It's not funny, and it's one of those things of going, that kind of a joke from a child, though, can be one thing. A kid can't always actually hit that hard, even when they think they can, etc.
Yeah.
But, all of that notwithstanding, there are actual legal consequences the older you get.
Yeah. Shut up! It sounded cooler in my head!
Thank you for having, like, the tiniest bit of moderation, okay?
I was actually going to say, did you
smidgen.
just go, it didn't sound cool? Because I'm like, that was a clear threat. Oh. That wasn't about it being cool at all. It was about...
I didn't even catch that at first. It really is.
Oh my god, you were trying to be cool. And I'm like, that was a threat. I took that perfectly seriously.
I'll take a step further and further of going it's the Monty Python skit. I'll step it up harder and go, we had to do this thing. If you're threatening this, I'll threaten something harder, even if I don't mean it. No one even said anything. Anyway, aren't knives like that illegal in California? If I wanted to, I could report you to the police.
Min reluctantly puts the knife away.
That's what I was thinking, actually. And going again, if
Butterfly
a child...
knives are actually illegal in multiple
If a
locations.
small child has an illegal object, they're not usually in trouble for it. It just gets taken away.
Mm-hmm.
If a teen who is prosecutable by the law has a butterfly knife, they can get in super trouble for it.
And it also depends on what happens, actually, because sometimes they'll go, oh, you've done a serious enough, basically, offense, or you've been offensive enough, you've had enough offenses, where we'll just try you as an adult. As based on what they've talked about, at least casually, about Min being in trouble all the time, saying this one person who's threatened people and blah, 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 whatever, I think she's been in more trouble than, she's ever been before. That's kind of my guess. But you know what? We're going to have to deal with that in the next one! Hey! So thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. If you like what we do, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and also share our videos. It actually does a lot in regards to the YouTube algorithm. Same thing if you like actually any of your other YouTube channels. Sharing you stick it in my ear and that's really distracting.
I'm sorry. I just wanted you to hear the music.
No!
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm like, don't do that!
If you interact with any of your channels, it helps promote them and support them.
Yes, also please feel free to go check out our Ko-Fi and our Patreon and our Twitch. We have some links in the description down below. We'd love to see you at any one of those locations. And I have been Scandal.
And I have been Lies. And it was great playing with you! Bye!